Hi, my name is Roz Thompson and I'm an English history double major.
I'm Cassandra Hoffman, I'm an English major, and over the summer we studied student-made podcasts to improve soundwriting pedagogy. So how would you summarize our research?
So I would say our research was done to improve sonic literacy in the classroom and how teachers can find better methods in order to show their students what it means.
How did you find out about this opportunity?
I found out about undergraduate research within the English department by Dr. Girding announcing it at Advising back in March. And then he also sent an email out with a flyer and I just simply applied through that. So can you tell me a little bit about what our research process is like?
We started off with some reading so we could familiarize ourselves with some terms that we were going to be using going forward. And then I know for me personally, I did an initial sort of listen to the podcasts and recorded my observations, and we did that with like physical notes and then also recording, because being soundwriting, it's cool to include those kind of things. But after that, we recorded all of those sonic devices. So each podcast, we just recorded which devices a student used and how often they were used, and so we were just taking timestamps and recording the start of a device and then how long it went. We took all that information, put it in Excel sheets, and then we had our research meetings and we discussed how our findings were similar or different and sort of debated on if we disagreed on something, whether we were going to stick to our guns or maybe change something because someone else recontextualized it for us. And then after that, we just prepared for the symposium, and that gave us an opportunity to really focus in on whatever it was that we found interesting throughout the whole process. What were some obstacles that you overcame throughout the process?
One of the obstacles that I found difficult starting out this research was that I didn't actually do the research podcast project in Dr. Girding's 115 English, just like you had, but I found that throughout the project it gave me an advantage because I wasn't too close to the criteria that was required for it.
Could you tell me about what you learned?
Probably what I learned most during the research process this summer was how to take a task, organize what I need to do for it, accomplish it, and then most importantly, report my findings. The research project in general just gave me a great introduction to soundscape engineering, which was very new to me, and also creative writing.
So how did participating in this research benefit you academically and in your professional pursuits?
Professionally, I would say I got a lot of practice public speaking, especially at the summer research symposium. That was probably professionally mostly what I learned, and then also being a co-author on an academic journal was a great skill to practice and kind of like have in my toolbox, I guess. Academically, I really got to practice a lot of critical thinking and writing skills and how to communicate what I wanted to say effectively. So what would you say your favorite part of our research project was?
So I think that I, like you, really enjoyed those research meetings and getting to actually interact with you guys and discuss and debate all these devices and sort of our feelings on the podcasts and whether or not we found them effective, because that was a big part of this, and sort of evaluating whether or not each student communicated their ideas effectively. But I personally really enjoyed the symposium. It gave me an opportunity to sort of throw all my ambitions out there and work in soundwriting on my own and sort of make a live podcast in a way. And so I was able to sort of take a lot of my personal experiences that I had over the summer and in the course of the research and weave that into our findings. It was a really valuable experience for me. It sort of showed me what I'm capable of and sort of a thing that I can look back on and be like, I did that and I did really well, and I'm really proud of myself for that.
I would say if you're interested in pursuing undergraduate research, definitely do it. It was a great opportunity and experience for me to build new professional relationships within Xavier, and then also practice all my professional skills in a comfortable environment.
It gives you a chance to really dive into an interest you may have or something that you want to explore creatively, and it's very low risk, high reward, so you get a lot out of it, but there's not really any consequences if you stumble along the way. Because I'm not a person who's going into academia, and I'm not someone who necessarily did this to benefit me professionally or anything like that. This is sort of I am interested in podcasting, and I'm interested in editing, sound and video and that kind of stuff. So this was a chance for me to dive into something that I'm never going to get the chance to dive into again. And an experience like that, sort of forming those relationships, whether it's with another student or your peers or with a faculty member, that's invaluable.